All right, so today we're diving into the world of 1C-Bitrix development.
It's a fascinating platform, really dominates in some regions.
Yeah, and it can be a real head-scratcher trying to find developers for it, especially outside of those hubs.
Exactly. It's not your typical WordPress situation.
That's why we're doing this deep dive, breaking down these FAQs, the stuff no one tells you about hiring in this space.
And we're lucky enough to have this 1C-Bitrix developer's playbook as our guide.
A playbook, huh? Sounds intense.
Hi, I'm Jim Sugars, and this is the Perfect Developers Deep Dive, the show that talks about how to find the perfect developer. If you're looking for a way to quickly and easily find the best developer for you, your budget, your team, your project, and your business, then welcome aboard. You're in the right place. Whether you're just getting started or you've been in the game for decades, we're going to be giving you the tools, strategies, systems, techniques, and just a little bit of the old school about what you can do right now to have more fun, more impact, more time, and more money by hiring smarter, not harder. But before we get started today, I want to make sure you've taken the opportunity to get our incredibly popular, entirely free, very useful little playbook. The 5 questions you need to find the perfect developer now. It's simple, fast, effective, and 100% free. Try it now at theperfectdeveloper.com.
So for anyone who might be new to this whole thing, what exactly are we talking about when we say 1C-Bitrix?
Basically, picture this. It's like the Swiss Army knife of business software, but with a bit of an Eastern European accent. You've got your content management, your e-commerce, CRM, even ERP, all in one place.
Whoa, okay, so way more than just building a website then.
Way more. And that's why finding the right developer is crucial.
Which leads us to, I'm guessing, FAQ number 1. What skills should you even be looking for in a 1C-Bitrix developer?
Well, you can't get around PHP. That's the backbone.
Makes sense. It's like the foundation of the house.
Exactly. But then you're also going to need someone comfortable with JavaScript, MySQL, and then, oh boy, APIs.
APIs now, those are always popping up. Just for anyone who might not be, coding in their sleep, can you unpack that one a bit?
Sure. Think of APIs like those little translator gadgets you take on vacation.
Okay.
They let different software systems talk to each other, share data. So you want your 1C-Bitrix site to play nice with your inventory system. You need someone who knows how to make that API connection happen.
The magic behind the scenes.
Exactly. And finding someone with all these skills, it's not a walk in the park.
Which is where this playbook comes in, right? They actually give advice on writing a job description for this.
Oh, they don't just give advice, they give you the magic words. Be specific. Don't just say developer. You got to say 1C-Bitrix and then list out all those must-haves.
Like a 1C-Bitrix bat signal.
You got it. But here's the kicker. It's not just about the tech skills.
Oh, tell me more.
This playbook, they're big on soft skills. Communication, problem solving, even cultural fit, especially with remote teams.
Because you could have the best coder in the world, but if they can't understand what you need, what's the point?
Right. And 1C-Bitrix, it's got that regional thing going on, so those cultural nuances, those really matter for a smooth project.
Finding someone who speaks the language, both literally and figuratively.
100%.
Okay, so you've dodged all the hiring landmines, found a few potential 1C-Bitrix gurus. Time for the interview, right?
Not so fast. This playbook is all about seeing the code in action. We're talking coding tests, live coding sessions, even a little peek at their GitHub, if you know what I mean.
GitHub, it's like their online coding diary, right?
Pretty much. And you can learn a lot from it. How they solve problems, how they structure their code, even how they collaborate with others, it's all there.
So it's not just what they can do, but how they do it.
Exactly. And don't forget about those soft skills we talked about. Pay attention to how they communicate during these sessions. Can they explain their thought process clearly? Do they crumble under pressure? These are all important clues.
It's like reading between the lines of code.
You got it. A successful project, it's built on more than just technical expertise. It's about finding someone you can actually work with, someone who understands your vision.
Someone who gets you.
Exactly. Someone who's not just going to churn out code, but who's going to be a true partner in bringing your 1C-Bitrix dreams to life.
Okay, now that is what we like to hear. So let's say you found a few 1C-Bitrix ninjas who tick all the boxes. How do you choose the one?
That's where this playbook gets really interesting. They tell you to look beyond the technical stuff, think about their communication style, how they approach problems. Are they actually excited about your project?
Because who wants to work with a robot?
Right.
You want someone who's invested? Who cares?
Exactly. And that's where those soft skills come back into play. It's about more than just checking off boxes on a resume. It's about finding that developer who really gets you and your vision for the project, someone you can see yourself working with long term.
So it's kind of like matchmaking, finding that 1C-Bitrix soulmate for your project.
You hit the nail on the head. You said it, not me. It's all about that spark.
Well, on that note, we'll let everyone catch their breath. But when we come back, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of onboarding, making sure this digital dream team doesn't turn into a nightmare.
And trust me, this playbook has some surprising insights on that front.
Can't wait to hear them. Stick around. All right, we're back and ready to unlock those 5 questions, the shortcut to finding your 1C-Bitrix developer soulmate.
Yeah, because let's be real, hiring a developer can feel like navigating a maze blindfolded sometimes.
Tell me about it. So question number 1 jumps right in. What's your budget for this project?
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like, gotta know if you're shopping for a fancy sports car or a reliable used sedan.
Exactly. No point browsing those high-end development agencies if you've got a shoestring budget. Okay, so budget's sorted. Question 2. What are your must-have features or functionalities?
In other words, what are you actually trying to build with 1C-Bitrix?
Yeah. Are we talking a simple website, a full-blown e-commerce platform, or something completely off the wall?
Because each of those requires a different level of expertise,
Totally. All right, question 3 brings in the time crunch. When do you need this project completed? Because we all know deadlines can make or break things.
Oh yeah, time is money in the development world.
Exactly. A tight deadline might mean you need a dedicated team working around the clock, while a more flexible timeline opens up other options. Now, question 4 takes us global. Are you open to working with remote or overseas developers?
Ah, the big question. Remember how we talked about 1C-Bitrix being huge in certain regions?
Right, like finding a deep dish pizza outside of Chicago. It's possible, but you got to know where to look.
Exactly. Hiring locally might seem easier, but it can really limit your options and your budget.
And sometimes you got to go where the experts are. All right, final question, number 5. And this one's a bit introspective. How comfortable are you managing a technical project?
In other words, how fluent are you in developer speak?
Because let's be honest, not everyone dreams in code.
And that's okay. The point is, if you're more of a big picture person, you might need someone to help bridge that gap between you and the developers.
Someone who can speak both languages.
Exactly. It could be a project manager, a tech consultant, even a developer who's really good at explaining things in plain English.
So, 5 questions. Basically a roadmap to figuring out your 1C-Bitrix needs.
It's all about being prepared, going into this whole developer search with your eyes wide open.
I like it. But speaking of eyes wide open, this playbook doesn't just leave you hanging with those 5 questions.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. It gets even better. They actually tell you where to find these developers based on your answers to those questions.
All right, now you're speaking my language. Spill the beans.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick break first. But when we come back, we're diving into where the platforms, the agencies, the whole shebang. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've got our 5 answers, our roadmap to 1C-Bitrix bliss. Now, where do we actually find these developers?
All right, let's play this out. Say you're working with a limited budget, need a pretty basic website, got some wiggle room on the deadline, open to remote work, and coding isn't your forte.
Sounds like a lot of our listeners, honestly.
Probably. In that case, freelance platforms are your friend.
Makes sense. You can browse profiles, compare rates, kind of shop around.
Exactly. And most of these platforms have reviews, ratings, so you can get a feel for someone's work style.
Like a digital background check.
Pretty much. But let's flip the script. What if you've got a bigger budget, more complex project, need a whole team, not just one freelancer?
Time to call in the big guns.
You got it.
Yeah.
Look for those specialized development agencies, the ones that live and breathe 1C-Bitrix.
They probably have 1C-Bitrix themed coffee mugs, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, absolutely. And for these bigger projects, the guide suggests checking out agencies in Eastern Europe specifically.
Makes sense. That's like their home turf.
Exactly. Now, agencies, they come with a higher price tag, but you're also getting that top-tier expertise, the project management support, all that good stuff.
Peace of mind, especially if tech isn't your thing.
Exactly. Now, one more scenario, kind of a hybrid situation. Let's say your project falls somewhere in between, not a simple website, but not a massive e-commerce empire either.
The in-betweeners?
Yep. You need expertise, but maybe not a whole agency's worth. That's where tech consultancy firms come in.
Okay, so they're like 1C-Bitrix matchmakers.
In a way, yeah. They can help you scope out the project, figure out exactly what you need, and then connect you with the right developers for the job.
They're like your 1C-Bitrix Sherpas, guiding you through the mountains of code.
Love it. And the best part is, this playbook actually points you to specific resources.
No way, they don't just leave you hanging.
Nope. Platforms where you can find these developers, consultants, agencies, the whole shebang.
Well, consider me impressed. So for our listeners who are ready to roll up their sleeves and dive into the world of 1C-Bitrix, where can they find this treasure trove of information?
Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com. It's like a one-stop shop for all things 1C-Bitrix, from finding the right developers to making sure your project is a smashing success.
The perfect ending to our deep dive. From demystifying the platform to finding your perfect developer match, we've covered it all. So until next time, happy coding, everyone.